that's normally pretty fun.
I wanted to say something real quick, just so we can kind of be mindful of the time. We got about 25 minutes, so I want to make sure if there's a specific area we want to touch on before we run out of time, with the understanding that we can have subsequent meetings to get into some of the other things that are brought up. I appreciate it, and I'm sure the partnership does, the feedback, because I'm learning some things as well.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure that if there's something, you know.
I mean, specifically, first of all, I'm not sure there are some other people around the table who I haven't heard from, so if there are any other thoughts or questions that...
I was just waiting for my opportunity.
Yeah, so
I want everybody else to say something.
Jump in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you're dealing with Markham,
Yeah.
you can't deal with Markham without dealing with safety. I went to Markham.
I hear you.
I lived in this development, and you know, it was right across the street from the neighborhood. You would think it would have been safe for me. It ain't safe for this neighborhood. We right across the street. Markham is the hub of Watts. It's the melting pot. Most of us don't meet the other kids from the other parts of Watts till we attend Markham. It kind of gave us all a kind of like a sentimental fondness, because anybody who went to that school, for the most part, we love that school. I care about Markham more than my high school. I graduated from every school I went to. But, you know, usually your high school is your, you know, that's the thing. No, I hated my high school. I love Markham.
Do you go there much now?
I go there now because of what I see that's missing. And I've been talking about this, like she said, not everybody comes to the gang task force meetings. And I had the same feeling after going to a few to not go anymore. The truth is, it's a good place to go because it's a lot of people that show up at that meeting. A lot of ears, a lot of ideas, comments. But I've been talking about Markham for the last, oh my God, few months. But it's not just Markham, and everything that's being said at this table is right. What Sister said about the safety is right. What the young lady said about her kids, the kids speaking English, the parents not speaking English, that's something that definitely needs to be dealt with. The cultural thing, also right.
Yeah.
The problem with Markham is the same problem with all schools in LA Unified School District. Nobody wants to address the real issue. The real issue is we're not dealing with children that are on the same level of intelligence that we were on when we were children. We can compare all day. The truth is these kids are a little bit more advanced. Not only are they more advanced, they got access to more information than we do. At the click of a button, they can learn whatever they want quickly.
Yeah.
So, like I said at the meeting today, and I was speaking with the young lady earlier, Markham used to be an institution of learning. It was not just a school. Booker T. Washington's Tuskegee Institute was successful because it taught nation-building skills, nation-building curriculum. You didn't go, it wasn't all about academics. You had academic, then you had skill trade together.
Yeah.
Every child ain't gonna be a CEO. Every child ain't gonna be a carpenter. But they should have the options. The options should be open for them to excel in whatever art or cultural desire that they have. It should still be there for them. When I went to Markham, we had wood, we had graphic art, we had agricultural science, we had metal, we had sewing, we had home ec, we had electronics. All those, it was an institution of learning, like the Tuskegee Institute. A child could go into this school and learn everything from engineering, basically, with the mathematics, to building furniture, to growing food, which is very important. Why would we're in Watts, and this is the same argument. This same thing I said with Housing Authority when I'm talking about my development. This is my development community center. This is also our office. This is our everything, and this is a tiny, easily served development. You don't take away from something that don't got nothing. They took our community kitchen. We already don't have anything. You know what I mean? Same thing with the school. You don't take away from a school that don't got nothing as it is. When I went to Markham, that school won the super quiz every year. Our pentathlon every year. Our kids held that down. And we had teachers like Mr. and Ciso. We had the Bushes. We had families. We had brothers and brother-in-laws and all that working there. And everybody knew everybody. It seemed like the school was such a community neighborhood school. But even then, we were missing something. Because me being the child that I was, when I was in high school, I was the debate team in my high school. Because in Compton, kids don't do debate. And in the University Live Club Speak Off, I defeated all the schools in Compton, represent the whole city. The question was, does today's education meet tomorrow's needs? They asked me to answer that, and I was only 17. And I'll never forget the gut-wrenching speech I gave and the performance I did. I thought I did so well.
If you do say so yourself.
I mean, if I do say so myself, I think, I smashed some other kids and there was no problem. But I was going against other black kids. And we were going for college money. This was college grant money. But my answer to the question is the same answer. It's a question that can be answered right now. Does today's education meet tomorrow's standards? My answer was no back then, and it's no now.
Yeah.
But my answer, when I gave my answer, you had to explain your answer and why do you feel this way. This curriculum, this regurgitation of fabrications, if we would, we can't keep giving the kids that. They're not eating it. We ate it because our parents pretty much ate it, and it's the same thing they said all this time. Till it comes to stuff in America, Abraham Lincoln freed the slave, the Greeks created democracy. All this can be debated. When I went to King Drew, now my daughter went to Markham, and from there she went to King Drew. When I went to King Drew and we sat in the classroom and talked with the teachers, the chemistry teachers, they would talk about the class, then they would ask any parents have any questions. Most parents don't ask nothing. I asked the teacher, what are you going to be doing to show the children chemical reactions? So fascinating. This medical magnet school. Oh, we're going to be doing some experiments with soap, showing them how soap separates, not soap, milk. How milk separates and how it, chemical reacts. And they're going to be making soap. How those chemicals come together, you use it for soap. I said, beautiful. Now, what do you do to culturally connect the child to the subject?
Yeah.
Oh, LAUSD doesn't allow us to do that. What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's not all right to tell black kids that Africans created soap and introduced it to a European? That kind of thing makes a child see their reflection in the curriculum. If I took a picture of everybody in here right now and passed it to everybody at this table, first thing you're going to do is look for yourself. That's what these children are doing with this curriculum. They're trying to find their image, and they don't see it. Instead, they see a bunch of other stuff that they know already. They've been hearing since elementary. You know what I'm saying? Why gotta stay and listen to this? Why gotta listen to you about telling me to go there? Why are you making me go there? And we live in the days where all they gotta do is click on a mouse and they can study anything they want and find out whether you're telling them the truth or not. It's different now. The curriculum needs a complete overhaul, and it needs a cultural base. You must show the children their reflection, and you must put the institution back into the school. Outlets. Most kids that wasn't good in math or in English, put them in the shop. They can build anything. Most kids that wasn't too good in the shop, like me, I can speak pretty well. You know what I'm saying? But we got to let them have the outlet that they can best express their own talent. We shouldn't be shoving them into nothing. We want to see where it used to be. We ask children, what you want to be when you grow up? Do people ask kids that anymore?
First of all, to echo Johnny's point, I appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts, and I also, I don't disagree with anything you said. Like Cynthia, you're saying safe passages, working with existing community groups, being clear about the terms of the relationship. Those are all. How could I disagree? I mean, you're telling me that we need to make sure we're meeting parents where they are and giving them the tools. How can I disagree? You're saying that we need to have a well-rounded curriculum that includes music and arts and that focuses on issues of culture and climate.
Intrigue their little minds.
I agree. As a principal, my number one priority was to keep the expectations high, because I do think the low expectations are the worst kind of discrimination we have in our system. And my priority as a principal was to make sure we're inspiring kids and tapping into their talents, because hard to convince a kid to study for the SATs if they've never seen a college campus. Hard to convince a kid to work hard, to get into some job that they've never been to the workplace. It's hard to keep a kid in school if you're only making them take math tests when their talents are as a musician or as an athlete. You need a well-rounded curriculum to keep all the kids engaged. I agree with all of this, absolutely 100%. And I absolutely agree that, there's been a study nationally that our teaching staff in our schools in no way reflect the communities they serve. That's happening across the country, and I agree that's a tremendous problem. Kids do need to see their own reflection, and the curriculum, one of the first things I did was change our English classes to multicultural literature classes, because I agree with that. What I want to say, a couple of things I just want to say is that I don't want to nod my head and say yes and I have all the answers, because I don't, and I never, we're a part of LAUSD. We're still subject to LAUSD. So LAUSD's correct, our schools are funded in the exact same way as any other LAUSD schools. The same kind of curricular restraints are the same as for any other LAUSD school.
And we got to somehow break that.
So what we have done is what we can do is on a small scale try to change. So we have fought for more dollars for Markham. Markham struggles. I would never say the opposite. Our middle schools across the board struggle the most. But Markham has gone up 100 API points since we've been there, and suspensions have decreased dramatically. But that's not enough. That school needs a lot more.
But you don't know the reason why.
I think
they just let him go home. The little boy just got ran over, and then his mother didn't even know he was coming home. So you don't know really why they hide a lot of stuff that we know as a community know really what's going on at Markham.
Well,
see what I'm saying? So what is the little boy, didn't the mother come to the meeting and say she did not know and Markham had to come? The principal had to hurry up and get up there to the gang task force meeting and apologize. Because nobody called that parent.
It was serious.
That kid should have been suspended. He was up there bullying kids, doing what he was doing, he should have been suspended. Parents should have came and got him. But he walked off and they said go home. He didn't get suspended. So no, that's not true. We in the community, we can tell you what really is going on. The kids not getting suspended. They on the campus ditching.
Yeah, walking around.
In the back. So I don't work for partnership, and I know a lot of what's going on with Markham and Jordan. But that is not why we're here. We're here to say, how can we make it work? I thought this meeting was for the safety part of it.
I'm absolutely.
No, but you told me what it's about. Now, like the coaches and Big Mike and everybody spoke this morning, and the community peoples that came in the meeting, talking about Markham and Jordan this morning. I thought that's what we was having this meeting for, to talk about the safety part. So I'm going to tell my community, is this part for to help do the outreach to bring the numbers in? Is this what this for? To bring in new students?
No, I'm not interested. Frankly, I'm not here for the partnership. I'm here for the kids.
No, I'm asking you a question.
So
what is this meeting for?
So let me answer the question. I'm not here to bring more students in. Frankly, if the students have better schools to go to, I think they should go to them. Mm-hmm. I would never say to a kid, you have a better option, go to this magnet school, go here, come to our school. I'm not here about the kids. I'm here about saying, here are the programs that we have in place. And I know that you guys are doing tremendously important work in the communities, that you have insights I don't have. You hear from parents we don't hear from. And I want to make sure that we figure out how we can work better together. I'm in no way saying that safety isn't a priority, and I would never deny that discipline issues are big ones and that they're implemented disproportionately against boys of color, specifically African American boys. That's a problem across this country, and it's a problem in our schools, and I know it. And I am committed to fighting it. But what I'm saying is that we don't have all the answers. We don't employ the school safety officers. We don't employ city year.
Okay.
We don't employ grid. But I am open to thinking about how we can partner together better. So what I'm here for is...
see what the meeting was for.
I'm sorry, Cynthia.
I'm trying to see what the meeting was for. So it must have been my fault. Because when I called, it was about meeting the heads of the partnership to talk about some of the recent things that have been discussed at Markham. And then we kind of began to discuss the previous issue you had, and you said you didn't want to be here necessarily. So now I'm trying to see now what it's for. Right. Where we go from here, you know.
Yeah.
What do she need? I'm trying to see.
I don't.
We ain't just here just to be here. I'm trying to see what is the need. What do you want from us? Because it's something you want from us as leaders.
No, I don't.
I'm trying to see what it's for.
I want to figure out what we can do given the resources that we have and that you have to partner together better.
Okay, for what?
So can I share a little? So I'm new, but I'm here to lead some of the school culture work, and so I came largely today to listen, to hear what your concerns were, and it's not just to take notes and not do anything about it, but some things are resonating with me right now. So we're starting restorative justice at a lot of our schools, Markham being one of them, and we're going to have a school culture team, a restorative justice task force. We don't have enough community members who are part of that task force, but wouldn't it be great if we could get some of the leaders every month or twice a month to come in and share their vision of what you're seeing in the community, what we're seeing in schools. school so we can work together to create school-wide plans. So for example, at some of our other schools, we have community organizations who come twice a month and they share their opinions and they lead some of the programs and they'll do some of the school-wide events, so we really do try to partner. This is a very baby idea in my mind, but we're starting these things this summer, and so what I'm hoping from today is to make connections so that maybe I can reach out to you all again in the future to see if you would like to be a part of those teams to create some of the good work on Markham's campus. Another thing is we're hoping to do restorative justice with families. And so if that's something you guys would like to bring your community members to learn what it's like to sit in circle, to build culture and community, to see what the students are doing, but maybe the families and communities can do it too. I'd love to be able to share those opportunities with you and maybe partner on planning them or doing them in your own communities so that the adults are experiencing what students are experiencing on campus. So for me, I'm new, I'm here to listen, but I'm also getting ideas about what we can do going forward.
Tanya, can you just explain a little bit restorative justice and what that means?
And one thing before we jump into that is that the other thing that we're here to do is to make sure that when issues do arise and you're connected to your communities in a way that will never be, is I want there to be a direct line of communication. So you can say to me, listen, we're hearing this about what's happening at Markham. You need to know about it, and you need to make sure that we're talking about it and that you're communicating what you guys are trying to do and that we're getting input from you on what we should do. That's one thing, is that if I don't know you, then you can't call me and say, here's what we're seeing, here's what we're hearing, here's what we'd like to do. I can't say enough how much I believe that we need partners in our schools. We're one partner. We're not the partner. We're one partner. And we need other partners in each of our housing complexes. We need partners in the form of corporate partners. We need civic partners. We need HACLA. We need the city. We need a lot. We're just one partner. We don't have all the answers, but we can bring some resources to the table. And if we can put them to use in a different way than we are, I'm open to that. I want ideas. But we're not the partner. We are a partner. We need HACLA. We need the city of LA. We need LAUSD. We need our parents. We need our community leaders like all of you. We need to be coming together, and I don't have the solutions. So what would be success to me coming away from this meeting is A, having relationships with people who have our information, who have my card, who feel like they can call me or call Tanya or call Saskia if there is an issue that you want to raise with us, and if you have ideas about how to make the organization stronger. What would be success for me coming today away from this meeting is if you tell me, here is how I think you guys can help us build those stronger safe passages. It would be helpful for me to come away from this meeting with you saying, you know what, I understand that this is what the partnership promised at the beginning. This is where we are now, but this is how we can develop an MOU. I'm not opposed to developing an MOU for us working together. I'm in favor of that. I want to be realistic about that we are just one of many partners in this mix. The LUSD still is in these schools. We're still in these schools. There are a whole lot of folks working in these schools, and we don't pretend that we have every part of the solution, but we have some. And one of the things we're focused on right now is how can we be a leader in the area of restorative justice? How can we be a leader in creating practices on campus that limit bullying? How can we be a leader in the communities in empowering parents to be a part of the solution on our campuses so that you're welcome on our campuses? How can we continue to improve API?
So y'all need as much suggestions as possible.
We want suggestions, and we want you to know that I'm open to partnerships. I've been a principal and a teacher my entire career for almost 20 years. I know how to run schools. I know what good instruction looks like. I haven't done work around safe passages. We have some expertise on our team. We have hired Big Mike to do some work at Jordan. He works for us there, but we don't have tremendous expertise in this area like you do. So we want to hear from you. We want to build on your expertise. We want to identify partners that we can bring into our schools who we may need, who aren't there yet. But for me, the success from this meeting would be we have a relationship, we have a dialogue. If you have a specific desire to develop an MOU, we've begun that conversation. You and I can sit down and meet separately and talk about what that might look like. And we know, and you guys know what it is we're putting our resources into right now, so that we can tie it all together, and so that we can strengthen. I've
actually volunteered and went into the classroom at Markham and Jordan recently. around Black History Month. I went and talked with the students, the art classrooms, the art classes, about African Mexicans in history, famous black people from Mexico that aren't in no history books. You've never seen them children that intrigued. The whole class was pin drop quiet. They wanted to know everything. And I told the classes, I asked both the classes to do some artwork. To explain my development, to show people who these people were. I haven't put them up yet because I haven't gotten this place like I wanted. But this is the work that they did after talking with the young children.
This at Markham or?
This was Jordan. This is Jordan right here. This is Vicente El Negro Guerrero. He was the final general in the Mexican War against Spain and helped defeat the Spanish. Made Mexico an independent nation. He was the second president of Mexico. So Mexico had a black president before the United States. And the first thing he did is abolish slavery because his father was a slave, his mother was a native one. But very important person in history.
Now I'm ashamed.
What?
That I don't know that.
And I'm just saying though, very important person in history that the children should be learning about because this shows the blood connection between black and brown. This is the key to social solution, cultural education. Markham did Gaspar Yanga. He's not mixed blood at all. He's an African who liberated a city in Mexico that's named after him right now. Yanga, Mexico is a city of over 20,000 people right now in Mexico, named after a black man. Huge statue that looks like this of him in the middle of the city.
So you did these with the students at
Markham did this one.
This is Jordan, this is Markham?
Yeah, Markham did this one.
So you worked with the art teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Small at Jordan and Miss Blanks.
Miss Blanks, yeah.
But Markham did this one. But the beautiful thing was they did Gaspar Yanga, but they also did Toussaint Louverture,
Great.
the liberator of Haiti.
Yeah.
Because see, this is important because this dude is the liberator of the first free city in the history of the Western Hemisphere, and it's in Mexico.
No, this is the first free island.
No, this is Haiti over here. This is Mexico.
No, I said this is the
And
first
this is
free
the
island.
first free island. These are the first free. I'm talking about no slavery.
Yeah.
United States can't claim that they were the first free country in the history of the Western Hemisphere. Haiti was. And this is before Haiti. These are things that our children should be learning about in school. This is the reflection I was talking about. This make a child want to learn. This make them want to wait. They want to know more. Now, what was crazy is Markham did those two, and I asked him to do some reports with them, and they came back and told me stuff I didn't know. Which means the children learn. Now, if you go to my Google page, I think Sambanur, it's on Google Plus, Sambanur.
What is that?
Sambanur. It's an African word. That's the most foreign language in America, right?
What African language?
Swahili. It's Swahili and it's ancient Kemet. So it's Kemetic and it's Swahili. But on my webpage, the videos are there. In the end of the conversation with the children, I told all the kids, and this had nothing to do with me. See, everything happens good is spiritually. It's spiritual. I believe it's spiritual. I didn't think, and this was not a part of my notes, but before I left each class, I told the children, I said, every Latino child in here, how many of y'all have a relative as dark as me? And all of them raised their hands. All of them raised their hands. And I made them name them. My uncle, my auntie, my little sister, my grandfather, he darker than you, he darker than you.
By the way, have you seen the World Cup soccer teams?
Then I told the black children, I told the black kids, how many of y'all have a relative as light as one of these Latinos? And all the black kids raised their hand. Blood king. More African slaves went into Mexico than into the United States. Where are they now? They call me so darker than all of us. Curly hair and all that. Still in Mexico right now today. This ain't taught to our babies. You want to outline? I'll give you a quick one. Safety getting to the school. They got to know that they're going to be safe getting to and from school. We got to feed them better. Black Panthers taught us kids can't learn unless they eat in the morning. Food. Academics with skill trade. Both of those have to be, the school got to be an institution again. Not an institution. I do my phone. And you got to wire the academics and the trade into the culture. Mexico got pyramids. Africa has pyramids. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to teach a kid a subject, then show it to them in their culture. Oh, the ancient Aztecs, they had an aqueduct system that ran water from here to there. And they used this kind of math to make it happen. The Hanging Garden of Babylon was possible. They did that because this kind of economics, this kind of tie the curriculum into culture, show them their reflection, give them more to learn than just math and English. Quick outline. That's a simple one. I mean, if I was going to break it down, that's what I would say. Say passage, better food, curriculum has to be academic and trade. Auto body, auto mechanics, everything that got something to do with nation building, engineering, or agricultural science, everything that got to do with a country being able to survive should be in a school, should be taught in a school. On smaller levels, and it gets bigger as they get more. But connect that to the people. And you won't have to worry about this dropout rate no more. I guarantee you. I tell you, I had them.
You have to become a principal.
I don't want to be a principal. I actually see myself as Muhwalimu, which means teacher. But it's not my, I don't have the papers as the Pharisees told Christ.
I didn't get to hear from you or you guys, but I know we're at the end of our time. Cynthia, obviously you've got a lot of ideas and history and understanding here that we just touched the surface of. So I think maybe you and I should meet and see what an MOU could look like. I did want to make sure that you guys just knew who I was. You had our information, all of our contact information. I did want to hear a little bit from you about where the priorities were for your organization. I wanted you to know that, that we don't have all the answers, and this organization is never going to have those. But we can provide some additional resources to the schools, and we can try to be a good partner and get other resources to come in where there are gaps. So I'd love to figure out where those gaps are and how we can work together to fill them.
You know what? Just like JD was saying, that we only have 1 month together. That does not make any sense. Our children should have been learning about our history.
I agree.
Because that's a whole lot that would bring them up. The only thing I don't know, but the only thing we know basically is what thugs and bones, and that's not us. They don't know how we're artistic.
Well, they do know that Christopher Columbus discovered America. I promise you that.
I know you know about Alexander Dumas.
You talking about the three writer, the three Muslims? Yeah, he was a brother. What's his name? Pushkin. Pushkin created the Russian language. They're African people and Latinos. Bonito Juarez, Zapata, Pancho Villa. People we don't know. No, Quetzalcoatl. I could go on and on.
Yes, you could.
I mean, we don't dig. We don't want to know nothing. And that's the biggest problem. You need to know more about who you are. Then you gonna believe.
That's what we need to do.
No, I'm saying that the more you know about who you are, the less you believe that you're a Crip or a Blood.
Well, you know what? 'Cause I thought I was born to be a slave. Did not know about them people until we got to college.
No, well, you don't know about God. We don't really hear about Gabriel Passer and Denmark Vesey. And Denmark Vesey was a free man that tried to free the slave.
Yes, I would like to say thank you, John King, for this very intriguing meeting. We're going to work together. And we thank you. Joanna. You have a relationship with her, I don't. But I'm going to have a relationship.
By the way, I'm an All-American athlete too. What did you play?
Oh, okay. I played volleyball, softball, track, basketball, and I was my best. Gymnastics. My best gymnastics. But and all this at Jordan High School.
Game 1-on-1.
Okay. All that was Jordan High School. All that was Jordan High School. But I like to say, once again, I like to say thank you for coming into my world and working with us and trying to come see some of the meetings. And I'm gonna let you talk to some of the residents. We're gonna walk the community, and I'm gonna let you talk to some of the kids and hear some of the people they lost in this war. And I lost my kids in 60 days. But my kids didn't have no problem. going nowhere. If you'll find out about my kids, they ain't had no problem. That's our school, and we need to get all the kids back there. You know, that's my whole concern right there. Is getting all these kids from Nickerson, Jordan, Gonzaga, in one way. It don't have nothing to do with us coming together. It don't have nothing to do with they have a meeting every week. That's not the issue, moms. He'll tell you that's not the issue. The issue is that these parents, we don't have no parents. We are the parents. I can speak for my community. Right now, they wait on me to get to the gym because they haven't ate. He say food eats right. John King will tell you that. I spend my money all the time.
No, they don't eat.
But right now, my issue now, because I raised a lot of them kids over there, is safety. I can get them there. As long as we know they safe, that's it. Food and safe, the rest of it gonna fall in place because they are honor roll students. All the kids
We are
now,
serving breakfast every day.
but the food,
I mean, they serve breakfast.
Come eat it.
listen to what I'm saying and then I'm finished.
Not learning shit.
Like I said, is that we're gonna see what this look like so we can work together.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we need you. We need you bad.
And well, believe me,
You know what I'm
we need
saying?
you. So
And
it's
I just
mutual.
wanna make sure they safe because between we be there between 103rd.
Yeah.
And then once they cross the
Yeah.
street to that dash stop
Yeah, I know,
or
right.
going in the cut, they gotta go to 5 hoods before they get to Imperial or more. Clicks now, so it might be 10. So they not safe. Once I asked them, why y'all, we can't go over there, sister.
Yeah.
So we gotta see what that look like.
My mama
So
came
listen,
up here from
couple
Texas.
last things that I'll say. One is you say, you know, are you here to get kids to come back to the school? No, I'm here to work with you to make a school that's worthy of having kids come back to the school.
Well, that's the presentation
And
I gave this morning.
my goal is not about attracting families back to the school so the school can be better. My goal is working with you, and I think the school has improved. Like, I will genuinely say that I feel like I have seen Markham 4 years ago, and I have seen it today, and it is a safer place, and suspensions have gone down, and academic performance has gone up. But it is not a school that I would want to send my child to, and until it is, we're in it. And I would like to make sure that we have a school, not that we're bringing back people just to come back to, but that you feel good about and that you think is worthy of the families coming back to it.
As far as it go for cultural education, you get all the help you can get from me. That's my favorite thing in the world. I've already sent films to Ms. Blanks and Mr. Small. They're trying to get it passed by the LAUSD. They got that back in May, and I haven't gotten an answer from them. I want the children to actually see the documentary. I mean, see what this information came from, because it's one thing to hear from me. It's another thing to see actual film showing the Mexican officials in Mexico teaching the lesson inside of their museums. It's way different. It's more gripping.
And the last thing is just this, is that we don't have all the answers, but we have some answers and we have some resources, and we're here until it's solved. We're not going anywhere. So we want to be partners with you guys in solving these problems. And so please bring your ideas to us. Please bring your complaints to us. Please bring your passion to us, and let's work together.
So I'd like to thank everyone just for being here. Thank you, Joan, Saskia, and Tanya, and we look forward to ongoing dialogue in whatever form that takes. So really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thanks, John.
And thank you to the leaders.
Yeah, thank all of y'all for coming. Thank everybody for coming.